Up next on Live It Up, we are joined by Serena from Newhour. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Donna.
Joy to meet you. So you work with this nonprofit. You're the executive director?
Yes.
And it's been around for 3 years.
Yes.
And what does Newhour do?
So Newhour really is focused on making sure that women and children who've been impacted by the criminal justice system get the resources they need, that the children get the quality care that they need, that we really support women who are coming home from being incarcerated, either in the local jail or the state facilities, or even working with the children who may be with a family member or are with a kinship care, making sure that they have the resources they need because they really are the victims.
Now, how was it discovered that this population needed help? How did people understand that females that were being incarcerated with children, somehow there was something that could be done or should be done?
Yes, and what we were seeing in the 80s is a really rapid incline of women who were going into the prison system, and it was sort of booming in terms of sort of a 300% increase. And suddenly we thought, okay, well, the criminal justice advocates were saying, what's going on here? And what they found was that the pathways that lead women into the criminal justice system are very different than men.
Okay.
And so they're almost always related to a couple of things: mental health issues, domestic violence, or substance abuse. And so what we see is that 75% of our women who are incarcerated are moms. And what that means is that there's thousands of children who are left victimized and really at risk of becoming incarcerated themselves if they're not given the proper resources.
On a day-to-day basis, what are the types of programs, what are the ways that you're actually implementing the good that you're doing?
So we do a couple of things. We provide writing experiences in the jail. We provide family and parenting resources. We run workshops. So I was in the jail just last week meeting with our women behind bars in the Suffolk County facility. We're also in Riverhead and Yaphank. And what we find is that, like most women, we always suffer from the, oh, it's my fault, the stigma. As moms, we're never good enough. As girlfriends and wives, we're always going, okay, what can I do differently? Our moms behind bars are saying the same thing. Their number one goal is their children. For the most part, if they can get past the horrific heroin epidemic that's happening on Long Island is affecting these women. So most of them are there because of substance abuse. And the ones who aren't, they're almost always related to domestic violence or family violence and making poor choices. And we like to say, Newhour is, this is my new hour. So that this is a chance for them to sort of turn their life over and begin afresh and to connect with their children.
On your own personal journey, you can relate to them. Why?
I always say that the only person who can directly impact an issue in the best way, and certainly there's lots of people who can, but it's somebody who's been there, right? If you've walked in somebody's shoes, but it was your experience, suddenly you go, I've got this. And for me, it was a horrible tragedy that happened to me when I was 19. It was a family violence situation. It sent me away to be incarcerated. And when I came home to Long Island, I thought about the trauma I experienced behind bars, the complete just disregard for many of the issues that women need, mental health services, counseling, just feeling like you're empowered to start your life over. Prison and jail certainly doesn't give you that empowerment. So our goal for our women is to say, hey, how can we help you do what you need to do to get your children back, to get on your feet, to become productive, and to save taxpayer dollars? We all pay a lot of money in taxes on Long Island. And so we're always thinking about what can we do different. And so it's been my personal journey, and it hasn't been an easy one. It's 20 years now.
20 years since you've been on this side?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so in some ways it feels like a really long time ago. In other ways it feels like just yesterday, because trauma is very difficult and challenging to overcome. So when I meet with our women behind bars or our women in the community and they go, I just came home, I'm really nervous, I'm afraid to go back to an abuser, I'm going to pick up again, what can I do? We'll say, come into the office, come meet with us. We have support groups. We have Halloween costumes for your kids. We're doing a toy drive for Christmas. We'll be down at the jail, and get them involved, because if you are an advocate, it's one thing to say, oh, here's some money, here, get back on your feet. It's another thing to say, you can become empowered. You can become somebody who can affect policy change for women behind bars, for prisoners around the country. This is something you can do. So we offer our women that.
Serena, you are just a delight. I thank you so much for being here, for being a cheerleader, for, like you said, you're relatable. They hired a great person when they hired you. So it's Newhour. People can go to your website, they can get involved, and they can make a difference.
Thank you so much,
Oh
Donna.
my gosh, you're the best. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for more on Live It Up, and we hope you in your own life, whatever challenges you're facing, that you know that today's a new day and you can begin again. Thank you for watching Live It Up.